Hello and welcome to another episode of the Bro You Haven't podcast, brought to you by myself, Adam Claydon, super mutant JJ Harding, and should-be institutionalized Joshua Aitken. This week we are traversing the radioactive minefield that is Fallout. We are talking the amazing highs and the quite frankly embarrassing lows of the company. And we're sitting in Todd Howard's back pocket all the time. We love it there. We love talking about him. Todd's the best. Enjoy, guys.
Sorry, Adam, you carry on with your introduction there.
No, it's okay. I think I'll leave it now. It's been a great episode. I'll see you.
You've defeated him. The final boss is defeated. Adam.
What is it they say on Bloodborne? Prey slaughtered.
Soul collected.
Please help me.
I am trapped in a tower, and my hair is not long enough for you to climb.
Before this recording this, we're just talking about doing a Dark Souls episode, and I've never played any of them. I played Bloodborne for 3 minutes until I got... I quite liked it, but then...
I hate Souls games.
Oh, mate, my pants are sodden from playing Demon Souls, I'm telling you that.
Yeah.
So good.
My pants are sodden. That's horrible.
My pants are sodden.
That's because Souls games are freaking art. It's so beautiful. Like, the graphics are absolutely incredible. I can't believe a Souls game looks this good.
But what is it you're playing it on, JJ? What's the new...
Oh, I'm glad you asked, Josh. I'm playing it on a PS5.
A PS5.
Pash.
Bash, you're the only one here that doesn't have a PS5, Adam. You little cuck bitch.
Yeah, I'm a dick, and...
Horrible, trashy person.
I'm just trying to save up for a life of trying to just get by.
I don't know what games you'd be playing. There's not a lot for you at the moment. I mean, would you play Spider-Man?
I probably would, but do you know what? No, not really. There's not much I would go and actively go out of my way to go and play. I don't think. I think that's where we hit a good medium because
yeah,
between all of us we hit a good medium. He'll dive in and he'll do little bits. JJ will go hardcore in some shit, and I'll just play the little quirky little things every now and again.
Yeah,
100%.
Do you want to know my favourite video game rumour of the week? I couldn't think of the word there. My favourite video game rumour of the week.
Titanfall 3?
Rumour of the week.
Not Titanfall 3. It's rumoured that apparently there is a Halo Battle Royale in the making.
Oh, good thing none of us have Xboxes.
Well, Respawn Entertainment was born from boys at Call of Duty and the boys at Halo, mashing it all together in some little ectoplasmic thing that we all lap up every day. So,
oh, it's so good.
Speaking of which, are we playing after this recording?
Yeah, I'd love to. I'll play this.
I'll be on.
Yeah, I might play. I'll play some PEX after.
I got Octane, JJ, so I'm ready to speed.
Oh, why?
Because
we hate Octane.
We had a game earlier and we lost because Octane was running about in the last final two. He was just like, he was running about, opening up fucking vaults. He was running out, he was blowing shit up. He was shooting, and we're like, we're in the final fucking two.
He was just shooting random. He was just shooting at the floor.
We're in the final two, mate.
Now you have an Octane that also likes reviving people, so we'll see how that dynamic works.
It won't.
It probably won't. I'll probably go back to Lifeline, but Pathfinder's been buffed. It can take more damage now. They got rid of the low profile thing, where that's like your hitbox is smaller, but you take you can take less damage. They got rid of that, and he takes less damage. Now, which apparently is really, really noticeable when you play as him.
I'm not sure how you can shoot through Loba's thick thighs. It's bizarre.
I shoot it just for the jiggle.
Joshua Aitken, he shoots it just for the jiggle.
He shoots it for the jiggle.
He shoots it for the jiggle. What are we talking about this week?
Oh, before we start, a bit of housekeeping. 2 days ago, I guest starred on an episode of 1 in 20. Please go check that out on YouTube.
Dund.
Oh, that's exciting.
D&D, it's awesome. I played as a sexy witch with a shit talking Australian cat.
Did you say a sex witch?
Sexy witch?
Oh, okay.
Sounds like something Randy's interested in.
A sex witch.
Josh, write that in, sex witch, please.
Sex witch. What were you called? What was your name?
Artemisia Hecate, and the cat's name was Bruce.
I love that.
Artemisia Hecate.
Yeah, Hecate is a goddess of witches in Greek mythology. So that's where I
No, I know that. Thank you for telling me, but it's good.
Oh, sorry. yeah, I know.
Yeah, but no.
But it was a totally other thing because you don't even realise that she got sucked off behind the bike sheds.
Joshua.
You all froze for a second there. I missed that.
Oh, it was just Little Britain skit. It was fine.
Just some terrible Little Britain impressions.
Awesome. I don't know where we are. I was talking throughout you being frozen, and now it's all jumbled for me. My brain is hurting. I tell you guys about my week this week.
Yes.
Go for it. Yeah, you do that.
Okay. Yesterday, as I said twice, I don't know if you heard me, started a new D&D campaign with a new group.
Oh.
That's fun. We're doing Waterdeep Dragon Heist. We're doing. It was a good time, good first session. Had a good laugh.
So you're doing a pre-made?
Yeah, it's the first time I've done a module. So it's quite fun. We've got a character just now called Van Bass. He's a turtle kind of paladin, but he's supposed to be a ninja turtle.
Sick.
And lives in the sewers. So that's quite fun.
Incredible.
Yeah, I know.
I love that. I love anything Turtles. They're remade. Do you know they're bringing out a new Ninja Turtles brawler, like the old one, like the classic one?
I hope to God that it's 4-player co-op. If they don't do that, that's despicable.
Yeah. I think it will be. It's by the same guys who did Streets of Rage 4, which came out 2 years ago.
JJ, whilst he's sorting his Wi-Fi out, do you want to tell us what is the theme of the week? Theme of the week!
Well, I figured, right, while the world's coming to the end of its apocalyptic stage,
Yeah.
why don't we chat Fallout, babies?
Oh, yeah.
Now, I kind of hoped you two would take the charge on this one, because I'm genuinely not a fan of pretty much half of the series, which is unusual for me, because usually I like quite a few things, you know?
Is this going to be a week where I really like a game and JJ doesn't? That's like a reverse. That's like the roles have been flipped.
Yeah, so I was hoping you guys would lead the charge on this one.
Ah, cool.
Well, for me, Fallout 4, I've played a lot of, and the other ones I haven't played very much of. Is what I would
that's
say.
so annoying.
Cardinal Sin.
Really?
I can tell you about Sean. I can tell you about
Sean!
Jason!
Jason!
Maria!
Fuck, we've gone into the bloody voice box thing.
Sean!
I'll let them do this.
Jason!
Jason! Jason!
Okay, go on, Adam. Continue.
Lenny!
Lenny!
Go on, Adam.
Excuse me there, but...
So I can tell you about some of the missions I really liked. I can tell you about the things that I really fucking hated about the game. I played it earlier this year. Earlier last
Is
year.
it because the characters look like they made a Play-Doh?
I can get through that. I don't care that much about that.
Get through that?
But there's some things, I'm going to get to them later, that I got about 60 hours into the game and it became unplayable because of a couple of glitchy things that happened that just I've not touched it since.
God,
but that's
damn it, to freaking Bethesda, man.
it's freaking Bethesda, but we'll get to that later. I don't want to discuss it yet because otherwise it will be a downer for the rest of the podcast.
Is this going to be since I feel like JJ hates the games, you've only really played Fallout 4.
No, I don't hate them. I hate half of. There's bits I freaking love, and there's bits I'm just like, no, this isn't fun.
Which ones do you love then?
I love Fallout New Vegas.
New Vegas is
I've
good.
I've actually played the second Fallout, which was freaking great. Fallout 3, I thought was okay. New Vegas is definitely my favourite.
Yeah.
And Fallout 4, oh my god, I just... I gave it its due. Alright, I completed it.
Oh yeah,
so
completed it,
that I
mate. Completed it, mate. Came out last week. Completed it, mate.
Completed it, mate. Yeah, I do this thing where I can't have too strong opinion about a game unless I've finished it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like
That's fair enough. To be fair.
with the last, because The Last of Us, I knew I wouldn't like it. Okay, so I kind of said, "Oh, I don't like it to people," but that felt wrong because I hadn't played it. And then when I played it all the way through, I was like, "Yep, this is a piece of shit." I was right.
I wholeheartedly disagree with you, but I respect your gumption.
No, I know.
No.
I know.
His gumption can fuck right off, I think.
Initially, I was being a hypocrite, right? Because I hate the people who go, "Oh, I don't like Lord of the Rings," and yeah, I'm like, have you seen it? No.
Yeah, I get that.
How do you know you don't like Lord of the Rings? So, I've never want to be that person myself. So, any opinion I have, I have watched or played something all the way through.
I, in theory, in theory, that's the best way to do it. I hate games within the first 5 minutes and never play them again. Quite often. I wish I had your ability to stick it out. I just don't have the attention span anymore. The older I get,
sometimes I wish I had your ability.
The older I get, the more I do that. Is what you're about to say.
Yeah, the older I get, the shorter my attention span gets.
Yeah, incredible.
I wish I had your ability, so I didn't have to waste my time.
My power is unlimited.
I'd say mine's a mixture of the two. I tend to gain massive respect for myself by not enjoying something that's most people do enjoy. Do you know what I mean? Like if people in school, I liked a lot of indie music. I liked a bit of everything really. Listened to a lot of jazz, but everyone was fucking jizzing their pants over the Arctic Monkeys, and I refused to listen to them for so long, and I felt so much pride. I felt so much pride in doing that. But then when I did listen to them, I loved it. It was great, but that was my fault for being such
denying yourself something because you're a hipster.
You are a hipster. You are. Josh, that's exactly it.
Reading 2K16.
You're a hipster you have the soul of a hipster.
Soul of a hipster.
Noble and wise.
Soul of a hipster.
It's a bit of Kinky Boots for you.
Noble and wise like a soul of a hipster.
What Fallout game do you want to start with?
Start from the start.
Well, I never played the first one, which is a shame. I think I will play the first one.
For me, Fallout is probably, and I've discussed this before, but Fallout's the first game I would say I proper got you know that way you get obsessed with a game. You're like, I'm playing this day in, day out. This is my favourite fucking game. Fallout 3 was the first one of that for me. That was probably the first RPG I probably got into. I'd played Oblivion, but I was in that kind of way of I'd only ever played kind of FPS games and platformers, so I wasn't delving into the lore and getting really involved with the quest lines and putting myself in it. Fallout 3 was probably the first one where I was really, really actually playing it like an RPG kind of supposed to be played.
A lot of people are divided on what's better out of Fallout 3 and New Vegas. Mm-hmm. And we are two of those people, I believe.
I think New Vegas is better.
Do you think New Vegas is better?
I've always said that. New Vegas is better. Just Fallout 3 sentimentally means more to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Fallout 3 for you was what Oblivion was for me. Because I played New Vegas because I knew it was Bethesda to bridge myself between playing Oblivion and Skyrim coming out. I was like, I need to play another freaking RPG before Skyrim comes out.
That's ironic because New Vegas is Obsidian. It's the Obsidian team rather than Bethesda. The Bethesda team's the games you don't like.
That's what I was saying. Yeah.
It was still Todd Howard though, wasn't it?
No, Todd Howard didn't do it.
Really?
No, he was telling everyone that Fallout 3 was infinite.
Felt like Fallout 3.
It was the same. They used the same engine, but it was a different team behind it. I think that's what the Skyrim or the Elder Scrolls world and the Fallout world would do extremely well. It's your first. It was certainly mine with Skyrim. First experience of a fucking massive open world and being given the free reign to explore it. Fallout 4 is probably more akin to Skyrim. It's got all the same sort of mechanics as it. It does. It's the same sort of world building, the same lock picking, the same kind of the same quests and stuff. But it was my first experience, Skyrim and then Fallout 4 on like a massive open world. Even Fable didn't do that. Fable is more my thing than Skyrim, but Fable didn't have that open world. Your decisions really matter in this world. That I believe the Fallout games, and starting with Fallout 3 specifically, really have.
Yeah. Well, Fallout for me was better. It's better than Skyrim choice-wise. Because Skyrim
I agree.
Masses of choices that affect the world. Whereas Fallout, there's choices every single quest you do.
Yeah.
It's quite ridiculous.
I loved that in New Vegas, how it wasn't like, there was like a kind of karma system, but it was more faction-based. I thought that was really, really good in New Vegas. Rather than like...
Yeah, that's a really
Fallout 3 was just, you're good or you're bad or you're neutral. It wasn't like faction based. It was more, you're either a good guy or a bad guy, and everyone knows you're a good guy or a bad guy upon meeting you, kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah, it's weird, that, isn't it?
New Vegas is, like everyone just knows you're a good or bad guy, just straight off the bat as soon as they meet you, and that affects how you converse with them. Whereas like New Vegas, I feel, was a lot more nuanced in terms of how you react. The world reacts around you.
Oh, I don't like you. You got a nasty demeanour about you. I don't like you. I've seen your stats.
He's a very naughty boy.
Oh, he's a naughty boy.
Very naughty boy.
That's interesting though, because New Vegas, because it obviously is made by a different team. I feel like
New Vegas.
Fallout 4 resorts back to that sort of when you approach a situation, everyone knows exactly who you side with and who you are.
Yeah,
like
it
reverts back to that. Like my example is, so I played it last year. I fucking loved it. I was trying to do the railway quest line. I got quite far in that. We'd infiltrated the institute, and you have to try and release the prisoners. Basically, release all the.
I did this. I did the same quest you did.
Yeah. So there's one bit which is incredible. You're sneaking in, and you have to bypass a couple of people, and then there's one lady in the room with the computer you need to get to. I think her name is Lynn.
Dr. Lynn, she's in Fallout 3.
Oh, yeah.
Dr. Lynn.
She's in Fallout 3 as well.
Yeah, Dr. Lynn from Fallout 3. Yeah, exactly. So, because I hadn't played Fallout 3, I didn't know who she was. I thought, you know what? She's the only person here who's going to see me. I'll top her. I'll kill her. I killed her. I took the thing and then left.
Topper.
So then I started blasting.
So anyway, I just started blasting, and then some gorillas smashed out of the screens.
Incredible. So Lynn's dead. Dr. Lynn's dead. I've taken the bit. I've released the prisoners, whatever. And then when I go through a couple of bits, escape, go back into the real world, and it says I've failed the railway mission. So I can no longer be with the railway, which is, I didn't realise. I was thinking, I've done the mission. I've released the prisoners. Everyone's escaped. I've done that. But it turns out this Lynn, she's pivotal to the railway mission because she's an informant. I didn't realise that. So I was thinking, fuck, okay. So
they don't tell you, to be fair. Like, this is one of my main issues with Fallout 4. It's just fucking confusing.
It's so annoying. So I went back to the railway straight after there. And they started fucking killing me. They started blasting then. They're blasting at me. Fucking killing me. so I'm panicking. I'm thinking, okay, do you know what? I fucked these guys over. Let's check my save files. Let's just go back. My quick saves.
Oh, no.
And far. It was too far. It was they only do 4 or 5, and I'd gone too far. And I'm 60 hours into this fucking game. I can either go back to my main save, which I didn't do a proper main save for 2 days of playing it, or I just fucking play on. So I then carry on. And I'm thinking, okay, I can't
play on.
I play on. I can't. Yourself. Yeah, I said, do you know what? I fuck this railway. I can't do anymore. I'm gonna go for who are the mechanics?
Brotherhood of Steel.
No, they are. Oh, okay, I think you meant the Atom Cats.
Go for them. Fucking Lynn's. Lynn, you've got to do. She's for that storyline as well. I was stuck with fucking Preston. I had to go and do that.
With the Minutemen.
I couldn't do the Institute. I couldn't do the Brothers of Steel. I couldn't do the Railway. I was stuck with the Minutemen, so I just turned it off and I've not turned it back on. And I feel so annoyed because I was having so much fun.
So you didn't finish it?
No, because I was infuriated. by not being able to finish it because of the save system. I finished it on a different occasion.
So killing Lynn fucks up all the quests then. Wow, who knew?
Honestly.
Two things I hate. One, I hate what they did to the Brotherhood of Steel. I hate that they made my big fucking my big metal boys Nazis. I hate that it makes sense.
Yeah.
Thematically, they probably would turn into Nazis, but I hate that they just did it. I hate that they did it. Pisses me off so much. I also...
It's that thing of like... I always think this in real life. It's like the Nazis have such wonderful uniforms, don't they? You know, they have like they do though.
There's 6 million odd Jewish families out there that wouldn't agree with you.
The sleek grey, and then they've got the red stripe. They got the black boots, and you're like, oh, they were looking fire. Go on, Hugo Boss. But they were just freaking awful people.
Are we the bad guys?
Are we the baddies?
Are we the bad guys? We've got skulls. There's skulls.
Oh my god! But yeah, it's like you know, the devil's attractive kind of thing, isn't it?
Yeah, that, and I hate that they didn't let you do. So obviously in New Vegas you had an option to just not pick any of the factions and go your own way. There wasn't really an option for that, and you had to side with...
Yeah, the big TV tells you that.
You had to side with one of them in Fallout. You couldn't just... There wasn't an option to just go solo, which kind of annoyed me. You know what I mean? I'm like, what if I want to do a playthrough where I'm the fucking... Me, personally, I'm the omnipotent ruler. You know, Minutemen's kind of that, but you're like an organisation.
Me, Joshua, the omnipotent ruler of...
A golden god!
A golden god!
A golden god!
This is not a starter car!
Well, it is an amphibious exploring vehicle. Oh yeah, I agree with you there 100%. I think they lost that element of story for me. Fallout 4, I couldn't follow. And then there's a bit where I guess you kind of have to decide between all three of them. And I'm like, this is way too early to decide who I want to be with for the rest of the game, because I've only played 4 hours at this point.
And often you haven't even got a chance to meet the railway, because that's quite cryptic to find. You've got to follow a bot, and he tells you where to go. You've got to follow some weird footprints in the floor. You face a load of fucking bosses. Then you've got to go down and do a puzzle that is impossible to solve.
Yeah, I googled it.
Really, without any... I had to Google it. I had no idea how to get into this building. There's no reference to it. There's no, like... Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you could have easily sided with the Minutemen, or you could side with anyone else so much earlier. The Brotherhood of Steel is probably the first one you encounter after Preston Gravy. Wait.
Preston Gravy.
Big Preston Gravy.
Justin Roiland makes a joke about that. He says, because you know there's like relationships in Fallout.
Is it not Dan Harmon?
Dan Harmon, sorry, not Justin Roiland. Yeah.
See, I know, I'm up to date.
He walks past him, and every time he goes past him, he's like, "Hey man, I need to speak to you." And he knows that there's the romance choice is coming, and he just avoids him the whole time. He's in like this conversation lock of just, I can't continue with the game unless I answer you, and I don't want to speak to you about it.
My friend Niall still plays, so he doesn't get any good Wi-Fi at his house, so it's like impossible for him to like... Downloading a new game for him is like an event. Like, it takes him like a couple of weeks to download a game. Like, nowadays, they're just the way things are.
Jesus, man.
So he's still playing Fallout 4.
And in the dark ages in Scotland.
He lives out in the middle of nowhere. But he literally just uses it now to go on and like farm. He plays it like a farming simulator and like does his settlement and all that, and just farms at his settlement.
What, on Fallout?
In Fallout 4. That's all he does.
Oh, that settlement building was crap, wasn't it?
He has...
Didn't need it.
Horrific.
Here's a fact about my friend that farms. In storage in his game, in his settlement, he has 4,000 moot fruit just like in storage to sell. Like, he has like a storage box with them in it.
Oh my god.
That's taking a game to the next level, isn't it? Especially with Fallout 4. Moot fruit.
I want to chat about the things I do like about Fallout 4.
Do you, JJ?
Yeah, not really, but
You just spat off camera. You spat on the floor and stamped on it off camera.
It did that thing Italian mobsters do, where they do the thing with their hand under their chin. You know, like,
I'm watching Futurama at the moment. Clamps, I'm gonna clamp you.
so freaking the power armor. And the fact that your carry weight's upped, and it is like proper armor, and you have to repair everything, and you can go in the garage, and you can, attach different bits to your suit. You can paint it, you can do all kinds of shit, and it's great. That's great. Having your own, 50s style Iron Man suit, which you can constantly tinker with. Fucking
cool as
brilliant.
fuck, yeah.
Give me more of that.
But
why the fuck does it play like a shooter from 2005?
You're right, it does. Fallout 4 is my least favourite one.
Why is it so ugly? Every time you talk to Skyrim looks so much better, and that came out
No.
6 years before it?
It does look better,
It's wild.
especially on the PS4 remaster. It looks really good. It's buggy still, but it looks beautiful.
What, Skyrim?
Yeah, on the PS4 remaster. Yeah,
Yeah, of course it does. I think it looks good on the original.
but I think it's because they can use green. Like, you can't really use greens and blues in the same way, or yellows.
I don't think that's it. It's the faces. It's the lighting. There's something about the lighting where everybody seems to be lit themselves, and it's like,
Yeah, it's pure weird, isn't it?
It's
the
not the
face
room
that you
lighting it.
see-
It's like lighting the physical body, isn't it? Yeah, I get that.
yeah, it's like the face that you see is actually just a horrible block of colour. So you can see every little freaking polygon that makes it look like a video game. And I've got no problem with graphics in a lot of games. You guys know me. I
Yeah.
can play something that looks like dog shit and still enjoy it. But there's a way of doing it, and you have to use the art in a certain direction. And if you don't, it just ends up looking like Fallout 4, like freaking
Yeah.
potato people walking around. I'm on it was like the PS4 is a good console. Why does it look
Yeah, it's
freaking
true.
hideous?
It's true.
Do you know?
And if it looks hideous, why the fuck does it take so long to load? Every single thing you do. You go into a freaking a 2-square room, and it's like, okay, just hang on for 3 minutes. But look, you can look at this hideous character model while you're waiting. Thank you.
Here's something I want your opinion on. I want your opinions on this. What is your opinion on your character being voiced? I hate it personally. I hate the fact it has a voice. And I have specific reasons for it. It's not just the voice itself that I don't like. I've got a couple.
Give me your reasons.
The first reason you'll know what it is, it's the classic one of it takes you out of it. Like, it takes you out of the... it takes away a level of imprinting yourself onto the character, I think, because it has a voice.
Yeah.
He's a person you're playing.
Yeah.
But there's a practical element of it. Fallout 4 for me is the first one where they don't say exactly what your guy says in the dialogue options. The other ones, you click on it and it's word for word what gets said.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This one, it's just like a basic kind of overview of the response. And a lot of times I'll click it and he'll say something I don't want him to say. You know what I mean? Or like something that I don't mean. Like, it'll be over a sarcastic joke. Like, I think it's going to be, and then he'll like just straight out offend somebody. Like, just call them. And I'm like, no, I didn't want that.
They do that in Cyberpunk as well, but a little...
Yeah, but Cyberpunk, you can choose...
Yeah.
You can choose the background of the character, can't you?
Yeah, I get that.
And that does affect how they are, kind of thing.
For me, I don't mind having a voice actor as your, like, protagonist if there's extensive cutscene and the story's quite linear.
Oh, okay.
I'm not even that linear, but like in like Fallout 4, there's not cutscene in the same way you would have in Red Dead 2, for example. So he is talking, but you never see him as from an external point of view. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm doing some sort of like
You never
physical
see him.
stuff. It's because I've been teaching all day, so I've got to be physical all the time. And
He's got his arms over his head like a freaking, I don't know, aspect of the cat.
I'm going for gasps.
I'm going for gasps.
Laughs are cheap. I'm going for gasps.
Yeah, I think it doesn't bother me that much because the voice actor's good. I think if they were even slightly worse, maybe it would bother me. But the fact that they're pretty decent makes me feel okay.
Yeah.
And I didn't consider that character necessarily my own, because a lot of the time, in Bethesda RPGs, they don't say what you did before. What you did before is your imagination. In this one, it opens with like, "Hey, you're gonna give your big war speech today, you ex-soldier."
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
insert exposition right here.
There's a really good mod actually for it, and you can get it on consoles as well. And that thing they added with the mods section you can add now, and it basically just redoes the start of the game. I think it's called like Second Life or something like that, and it basically is you start as a synth. Like you start in the institute.
Ooh.
You start in the institute,
sick.
and you basically well, you can start in the institute as a synth if you want, or it just comes up with a screen at the start and you pick like from a big list of backgrounds, like who you were.
That's cool.
And basically it just
That's really
spawns you in the game at a random area with like stuff you would have on you. If that was,
Yeah.
I spawned in as like a hunter. And you know how there's that area in Fallout 4 that's kind of like, it's like a little pond with like some chalet huts, and there's just hundreds of ghouls at it. There's like hundreds of ghouls just in the huts. I spawned in the bed of one of those huts, got up, had like a sawn-off shotgun, and like wanted like some kind of post-apocalyptic clothes, went out and was just immediately fighting ghouls. But I immediately felt
That's awesome.
I felt so much more in, like, I was playing my own character just from that simple beginning bit, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. I like that.
I quite like the being able to choose your sort of options or your background and stuff, but I'd say possibly a better way of doing it is like some games like use a personality test at the start, and they sort of
That's cool.
So for example,
And Pokemon
Mystery Dungeon.
Pokemon Mystery Dungeon.
You do a little personality test.
Pick all
at
the
start.
options that makes me a mudkip. That's what
I
I
know.
need.
So you pick all the options, and then it determines your character based on those, and determines your background and like what your partners can be. So that might be a good way, I think, for like if you're going to be dropped into a world or like a background, rather than choosing yourself. I want to be a high elf, and I want to be this way persuaded or whatever. I think like that sort of personality test takes it away from you, and that literally throws you into it in the deep end as you just were. Like, I don't know, it might be something that RPGs could do a bit more.
Have you guys played the original? So the first one and second one? Any of those two? So they are top-down, sort of really classic style adventure games with like...
They were made like 10, 15 years before as well, weren't they?
Yeah. But they're really interesting. A lot of it is like dialogue and stuff. It's really heavy choice based, and you think for the time, if that there has been a couple of indie games recently that are trying to recreate that classic Fallout top-down apocalypse adventure.
Wastelanders does it,
and I freaking love that that's kind of re-emerging again. But it's more about the world. It feels like there is more story.
Yeah.
Than a Fallout game, which is essentially a story-based RPG.
Mm-hmm.
And you take the slightly lackluster combat out of it, and you put it in a simpler setting, and it just makes everything that tiny bit more impactful. And I freaking love that.
I get that. I miss that in Fallout.
But that's what they did first.
I think that's what I loved Outer Worlds, and obviously that's Obsidian, and they worked in New Vegas. I loved Outer Worlds. The one thing for me, I just don't feel I didn't get the same feeling of the world living around me as I did in like the likes of New Vegas. Like in terms of stumbling into like a little house and there's like a note and it's just like something's happened in the past here and you don't have all the facts, you get little bits. I just feel like that was missing in that.
There's a lot of ruins, but with not a lot in them in the Outer Worlds. I think I agree with you there.
Yeah, there's like nothing. My favourite thing in Fallout games was unmarked quests. See, like unmarked quests in the Fallout games. The one in Fallout 3 with the cannibals. There's like the cannibal town you can find.
Yeah.
And it's a completely unmarked quest. Like, and you can go and do that. It's amazing.
Right, let's chat about the elephant in the room. Fallout 76. Who's played it?
Not yet, but I might actually get it and play it just for the sake of it.
Well, supposedly now it's supposed to be a little bit better, but oh my god, me and Dom played it when we were still at uni. Holy shit, it was bad. Like, really bad. Just empty and dead. Empty.
But Bethesda worlds are empty and dead.
Todd Howard wishes he could reach through the screen and strangle you.
Todd, no!
I've got him, Josh, I've got him!
Fallout 76, it's only like £3 just now in like most game shops, so I might just buy it for the sake of playing it, you know what I mean? Like,
let's do that tonight.
I might just have a drink tonight and buy Fallout 76. Full price on the PlayStation Store.
They've added NPCs now, but in it before there wasn't many human NPCs because they were like, oh, all you have to do is bump into actual people, and it was like, well, there's hardly any actual people about.
Yeah.
So.
Just Club Penguin, but in the Fallout universe.
But there was no NPCs. And me and Don were playing it, and he was playing this mission, and it was like, go see this person. And he was like, oh yeah, oh, a person, oh my god, thank god, because like he'd been playing for 2-3 hours, hadn't bumped into anybody but like some shitty robot, right? And we showed up, and he was like, oh, he's in this hut. He opened the door and he went, and he's dead.
Classic Todd Howard.
It's so bad.
It doesn't interest me though. I think for those sort of games, Skyrim, Fallout, I wanna invest myself into the story, into the world, into the like everything that's happening in that world. I don't want to play an online version of it. That's why I don't really enjoy Red Dead 2 online, because I'd rather invest myself into that story. Like obviously
I like
can
Red Dead Online because the gameplay's good.
That's the issue.
And there is a
I like Red Dead Online, but the issue just now with things like that is game companies are finding ways more and more that they can put microtransactions into games, and that's becoming the basis for a lot of games like Fallout 76. They want an online adventure
if
so
they have
that
a constant revenue.
Yeah, it's a constant revenue.
I think my issue is if you're gonna have a constant revenue, please make some decent games.
Even Assassin's Creed Valhalla has microtransactions.
Odyssey did as well.
Mate, Assassin's Creed has had microtransactions since Unity.
Oh, has it? So it's all cosmetic stuff, but like...
But you can do it in Odyssey where you pay to level up quicker, so you can...
They don't have XP, they don't have that in Valhalla, but they've got it, and they've got it's like cosmetic stuff in Valhalla, and like, you can buy... Well, it kind of is that because you need to like get like supplies to build your settlement to progress the story, and you can go and like just get them, but like you can also just buy them.
I'm gonna get Valhalla when it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I've went off it. It's so It's honestly the Vikingness in it isn't as good as it should be.
Oh really?
It's not great.
Is it like Odyssey?
It's basically just it's like a reskin of Odyssey, basically.
Because Odyssey does the Greek myth thing pretty well, I guess.
It is Vikingy, but like it's not as satisfying as you imagine it to be. The combat isn't as satisfying.
I like the fact that the camera's closer as well. I thought my one of my main issues with Odyssey was like I'm looking at this all from bloody.
So
2 miles away from the camera.
It's still too far away.
Alexio, where are you?
Alexios.
Alexios, where are you? I'm over here.
On PC, there's a setting for Assassin's Creed Valhalla where it's the same camera distance as God of War, and apparently it's so much. Apparently, it's so much better.
They've changed the camera angle in Demon Souls, and it's so satisfying. Like when you get a backstab, it'll zoom in like with the sword. It sort of moves with your arm rather than. Like,
that's cool.
Just comes
that's really cool.
It's very cool.
What do you think would be the most detrimental camera setting to have?
Tank controls, original Resident Evil 2.
Like imagine hypothetically, not in a game, but like where if you had a camera angle, like where do you think it would be the worst place to put it?
Oh, the worst place. Oh, mate.
Like I don't know, like gooch up. I don't know.
Just under the ribs.
On the back, on the back of the head. like on the back of the head, facing out the way.
But looking or facing backwards. So you've got everything's reversed. I quite like that.
Can't see your set. It's like reverse first person.
Oh mate, have any of you guys played Outlast?
Oh yeah, Outlast. Yeah,
Outlast.
I love Outlast.
Outlast, you can run forward and look behind you.
I like that.
I freaking love that.
That's cool. That's
That's the first survival horror I completed was Outlast.
I used to invite my friends around just to play it, like, with them. And we'd like close the curtains and stuff. It'd be really freaking scary.
Would anyone like to get the game The Forest? I've had it for so long and I've got no one to play it with. It's quite cheap. It's like £7. Let me have a look. It's a survival horror, kind of like Rust. Like you crash land on an island and
I like Rust.
You can like chop down trees and like make like little towns and stuff. But there's like also like cannibal mutants on the island that like stalk and hunt you.
Yeah, fuck it. I'll get it. It's on PS4.
It's quite good, man. It's like survival based. So you need to like eat and you need to drink and cook your food, or you get sick and shit like that. Find clean water to drink on the island. It's like a random generated map as well. Like when you land in, you land in somewhere different whenever you start a new game.
I saw someone on Rust the other day. They posted basically they were doing like their finals for their uni or something, and he basically put on his hut like, "Please don't invade. I'm doing an exam."
That's so sad.
That's so funny.
What's your favourite songs from Fallout?
Oh, we didn't shout the songs. The music's
beautiful.
Fire!
Big iron. He's here to do some business with the big iron on his hip.
The one they call Johnny Guitar.
They've got Anything Goes in there as well, like a jazzy. In olden days, a glimpse of stocking was the dawn of something shocking, but now God knows. Anything goes.
But of course, gentlemen, there's the classic. I don't want to set the world on fire.
That's the best bit about the game is that 50s vibe. That sort of.
That's so great.
Oh! I tell you what, my favorite is when you hear me call out, baby, kick the wall out.
Yeah.
Crawl out through the fallout back to me. Although there is that kind of awkward song in Fallout 4, which people were divided on, weren't they?
What one?
Which was the song? I can't remember.
Oh, you joking? You don't know about this? It's I'll sing a bit of it, but I'm just trying to explain it to them, okay? The Hinky Tonky Noonie Nong Express.
Ah, yeah. Already sounds a bit racist.
It's like a little bit racist. And they're like, oh no, please stop.
Todd Howard, no.
Please stop. Todd, stop. Todd.
Oh no. Oh my.
Oh, Todd, you can't do that these days.
Todd, stop it. Todd, you've got children. Think of the children.
To close, the last thing I would like to say about Fallout 4 is that there's a robot you can sleep with. And I'd have loved to have been in that board meeting.
Yes.
Okay, Todd, we're gonna introduce more romance options. You can fuck a robot.
Let's make all the battle bots sexy with their weird tits.
But gentlemen, can you fuck a robot? Can you fuck a robot?
Yeah. I'm gonna go with yes.
Yes, Mr. Howard, you can fuck a robot.
Yes, Howard, do what you want.
Do what you want. Just please.
Just please let me go home see my wife tonight.
I can and I will. For I am the mayor of Albuquerque.
Just let us make it. I want to release this one with no glitches. No! We need to add more shit like this.
And you're gonna release it tomorrow.
Add some grannies with baseball bats. Now! And if I don't see those grannies with baseball bats, there'll be consequences.
Okay, boys, I think we're going to round it off there. That's a comprehensive discussion about Fallout. JJ is waving his hand at me. He's got 3 things to say.
Right, okay. Josh, rate New Vegas, rate 3, rate 4.
Fallout 4 coming in at a solid 6 Nuka-Colas out of 10. Fallout 3 coming in at a solid 8.5 Rad Roaches out of 10. But Fallout New Vegas coming in at a solid 10 Big Irons out of 10.
Incredible.
I love Big Iron. The one thing that changed it from a 9 into a 10 is the fact that the song Big Iron is in it.
I'll tell you what, Josh. Why don't we finish this episode with you just giving us a little sing song of that?
No, I'm embarrassed now. I'm on the spot. I'm nervous.
Oh, why are you doing it?
Too shy. No,
Too shy. Martin Clune, Todd Howard.
Big Iron. I'm thinking that's how it goes.
Ting-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling, Big Iron.
You want me to write the theme tune, sing the theme tune?
Yeah, I think I'd pretty much agree with Josh on the ratings.
Yeah.
Fallout 4, I'm gonna give it 3.
Oh, you horrible fucking cuck, man.
I ain't no Todd Howard cuck.
What was that?
I said I ain't no Todd Howard cuck.
Whoa. Mine's gonna be, because I've only played Fallout 4. I'll rate Fallout 4. I've played it too much to give it a low rating. Do you know what I mean? When you play something so much, I'll give it a 7. It exposed me to a new world. It exposed me to a world that I want to be a part of. And as I discussed on a previous podcast, if there was a BioShock Fallout 4
that would be
together,
cool.
That would be my perfect game to play. But it's not there yet. Todd, sort your life out.
Sort your life out, Todd.
Sort it out, mate.
Where's the new Fallout and where's the... What? Get rid of the glitches.
Get the glitches gone.
Bye!
Get the glitches gone. Because if Dr. Lynn once again corrupts my saved file, I will be infuriated.
You shouldn't corrupt your save file. You just murdered her and then you can carry on with any of the quests.
Next
It's your own
Fallout
fault.
game, my wants are more dogs. I want to have multiple dogs following me at once. I want to have a whole pack.
And how have we not talked about dog meat? This is the first time we talked about dog meat.
We've not spoke about
Dog
dog
meat's
meat because the heartbreak is too real that all dogs die eventually.
It's too much.
Oh. Well, and on that bombshell.
That cheery bombshell. I can't wait to listen to this and for me to say all dogs die eventually and then immediately
Thank you, boys. See you later.
almost immediately. See you later. Bye.
Maria. Thank you for listening to the Bro You Haven't podcast. Be sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Bro You Haven't Pod for updates on future episodes and more. If you like this week's episode, you can catch our other episodes on Spotify, Acast, and YouTube. On behalf of myself, Adam, and Josh, have a lovely week.